In recent years, there has been a growing emphasis in design on non-humans and the ways in which caring for other life forms may contribute to the regeneration of urban context. In this framework, we use the word non-human as a broad term that can refer to any beings that are not human. This includes living organisms like animals, plants, and microorganisms, as well as non-living entities such as objects, artificial intelligence, and other advanced technologies. When we think about urban context, our usual perspective is that they are shaped and experienced primarily by and for humans. However, from the dawn of the earliest human settlements, these spaces have been inhabited by various species. In the Western world, cultural and religious beliefs have, over centuries, fostered the development of a dualistic paradigm, prompting humans to categorize two distinct realms, the natural and the artificial. This is evident in Greek culture, where plants and other non-humans were excluded beyond the walls of the polis. Similarly, in ancient Rome, trees and plants were predominantly restricted to sacred forests. This divide persisted in Western cultures until the last centuries when, in the wake of the Second Industrial Revolution, urban planners and architects started exploring novel lifestyles to tackle challenges like public health, pollution, and global warming. In the following decades, as the concept of sustainability gained attention, planners began recognizing biological non-humans as a strategy to confront the rising issues of global climate change and biodiversity loss. From this perspective, methods and strategies to enhance biodiversity, such as nature-based solutions, started to flourish in urban environments. The solutions drew inspiration and support from non-humans like plants, water, and insects, aiming to provide environmental, social, and economic benefits while bolstering resilience. Nature-based solutions find their way into cities through various means, spanning from natural agricultural systems like permaculture and biodiversity gardens to the implementation of green infrastructure, which includes features such as green corridors and green roofs. Nowadays, designers, urban planners, and policymakers are actively advocating to promote the integration of nature-based solutions into the design standards of municipal administrations. This effort aims to promote an image of ecological sustainability by reintroducing plants, trees, and the entanglement of non-human life into cities. In this context, sustainable smart cities play a critical role in combining cutting-edge technology for monitoring and administering the well-being of urban natural systems, while also improving people's quality of life. However, cities are gradually embracing new tools and technology, not only to assist the biological side of the non-human world. Indeed, they are introducing artificial intelligence to solve urban issues by gathering and analyzing data from sensors, cameras, and other sources. In this picture, it is clear how we, as human beings, derive various benefits from non-humans. What remains unclear is how we can effectively design our cities to be more inclusive, taking into account not only people's needs, but also those of other life forms. This challenging process involves addressing their need alongside ours. It means understanding their role as agents, a term strictly related to the concept of agency, that is, the power to act, and acknowledging them as life forms that actively contribute to society by influencing and altering the surrounding environment. In other words, it means caring for the well-being of non-humans, recognizing that they are not merely silent and passive resources, but rather active life forms.
The new park, called Giambellino 129, was realized as part of the Clever Cities project, financed with funds from the Horizon 2020 program. The park is a green area of about 30,000 square meters in the heart of the historic working-class neighborhood in Milan called Giambellino Lorenteggio. At the start of the Clever project in 2019, the green area had been closed to the public for many years, awaiting remediation. The park is located along a secondary railway line, and the previous feasibility study had shown that these railway buffer strips represent a potential ecological corridor in the southern area of the city. So, the park can play an important role in ecological connectivity in this context. In the same time, the park was planned within an urban regeneration program as an intervention aimed at giving back to the neighborhood a new green space for aggregation and sociality to increase social inclusion and the quality of life. Considering both these aspects, the design of this new G129 park became an opportunity to test a co-creation process with local stakeholders focused on the coexistence of the human and non-human factor, plants and animals typical of urban biodiversity. Two target groups, birds and butterflies, which are widely used as bioindicators for urban green areas, were identified to integrate biodiversity in the design of the park. Many studies have shown that native plant communities are crucial in supporting wildlife diversity. For this reason, during the co-design phase, the attention was paid to the exclusion of invasive non-native species, the selection of native plants preferred by birds and butterflies, and the design of green systems that would provide foraging, refuge, and breeding habitats for the target groups considered. At the same time, to promote a fruitive vocation, the focus was on nature-based solutions that could encourage people's interaction with nature through concrete experience such as plant and animal observation and green care and management activities. In particular, the area will host a bird garden, a flower meadow to attract butterflies, a wild orchard, and an area dedicated to vegetable gardens.
These types of spaces are welcoming both for humans and other species, particularly birds and pollinating insects, with a perspective of coexistence. For practicing coexistence, it's necessary to learn to negotiate with other species regarding space and time, and to design spaces considering the ecological needs of these species. Humans can observe nature and enjoy the presence of other species, but we must also be aware of the disturbance we can inadvertently cause. For this reason, when interacting with areas dedicated to nature, it's important to respect the spaces of other species and maintain a sense of boundaries that allows us to coexist with nature in a way that humans and non-humans can feel comfortable. Observing nature can lead to an improvement in people's well-being. Learning to recognize different species helps in raising awareness about their importance and our responsibility in their conservation. In our cities, we can create green areas with ecological value, offering spaces where people can relate to nature. To do this, however, it is also necessary to change the paradigm still widespread that people only appreciate green areas with aesthetic and ornamental value. Citizens can enjoy the proximity of more natural and wild areas, and it is important to educate and promote this relationship by fostering knowledge and the rules of operation of these areas. During the co-creation process of G129, stakeholders participated to design the area, inhabitants were involved in planting trees and bushes of the park, and some associations and residents have signed a co-management agreement with the municipality. This engagement helps people to test the boundary that exists between humans and wild and how to practice coexistence and respect of the relation between nature and human.